Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the next episode. I told you we were going to put the window channels in the doors. I also have some other parts over here I'm going to show you that we're going to do, but let's go over here to the table and take a look at what we got. So you've seen these parts before. When we did the door panels, they actually came with the inside weather stripping. This is the outside weather stripping, and this is the door channels actually. It's made by Precision. It came from eBay. And I've seen this name online, so we'll test them out and see how they're going to work. I know you can get these from LMC or Chevrolets, so we'll get these out. We'll get them undone and take a look. I know I'm going to have to remove the metal pieces that go inside of here from the truck, from the inside of the door, so we'll do that. But also, while I was working on the interior, you know what these are. These are the clips that clip onto the edge of the window that actually goes up and down inside the slide. So I ordered, I found a guy in a forum said these on eBay were the best he could find because evidently these things are hard to snap together. I've put them on years ago, and I've did this years ago, and I know there's videos showing you how to do this, but for those of you that are keeping up with the truck on the DT Performance channel on YouTube, this is the next video. And then I showed you in the last interior install, the video after this one, we're going to do the EnduraPin. So I've got the EnduraPin hardened steel pins with the bushings, and it has the little, at the top, it's got a roll pin, if you can see down in there, from EnduraPin. So we'll get over here and get you on the tripod, get you set up. We'll do one of these on the door, and the next one will be a mirror image. So once I do one, I'm not going to put you through doing both of them. So let me get you set up on the tripod, and we'll go over here and get these installed. All right, guys, we're at the truck. We're going to take off the mirror and the door panel. The one good thing about these door panels, these LRB speed door panels, is you take out those button head screws or those covers, and it comes off easy. Now, if you've got I've got the older factory door panels over there. It's a little more work to do this job, but once you get the door panels off, the installation process will be the same. So we'll go ahead and get the door panel off, take the mirror off, and we'll get started on the meat and potatoes of getting these windows channels in. I just had this handle stuck on here so I could roll the window up and down without the clip. And I know there's a lot of questions. I see people digging to get that little clip off the back of this handle, if you've ever tried to do it. And there was a guy showed me a trick, or maybe I read it somewhere years ago, but you can take back then you took a dish towel, but these days everybody's got a shop. You've probably got a cloth that you wipe down your car with, microfiber towel. But you can pull that door panel back and take that towel and wrap it around and pull it, and it will snag this clip and pull it out. That way you're not digging with a screwdriver. So give that a try if you're trying to take your door panel off. Do this installation of these weather strips. It's easy. Like I said, just pull it back, wrap the towel around it, and start to pull it. And when you feel it snag, then you can pull that clip right out of these door handles. It'll take just a second to get this stuff off, and we'll get started. And this one here is actually bigger. The door pull. And just like that door panel comes off. It's going to make it very easy for the guy that tints the windows, because he can take this out. Now let's take the mirror off the back. And I think it's the same size right here. Alright, so now we are ready to take this out, take the window out. First thing we got to do is get our window rolled down. And these are two 10mm, nope, they're just threaded through. That's what I thought. So if you can see, there's two 10mm right here. we will get these out. And usually what I will do is I like to put a piece of tape to hold this window up so it doesn't fall and break. But since this is underneath it, I'm not going to do that. I will roll it on down whenever I get these bolts out. So let's get these out. This video shouldn't take very long, I hope, to do one side anyway. Like I said, I'll show you how I put the window clips in. I'm going to go ahead and put my window clips in these tracks once we get. That releases the window, and this window has to come out a certain way. It has to go down and turn. So we're going to lower this window on down. Now you get to see it here first. I hope this is the way. I hope we can get this thing out, because this clip should pop out. Turn it on down. We've got a track down here. Let's try to turn it on down. Okay. Now. Not wanting to come out of the track, and I'll break it. That clip should pop out, and this window should turn. What is going on here? Clips right there. It should just pop out. There we go. Oh, that sounds horrible. Sounds horrible, but I didn't want to break this, so. Either I just broke that one off in there, or that was the one I found in the door. I think that was the one that I actually found inside the door. So we got the glass out, guys. You saw how that happened. We'll lay it on the table over here, and we'll put these clips on after we get this replaced. This one just pops out. It just snaps in, so it shouldn't be hard to get out. So let's see if we can pull it out. I didn't really want to put my new ones in yet, because whoever painted this truck, they taped off underneath this, and they didn't do a good job. Now the paint's peeling. Let me get a flathead. Push that up here. last one. There we go. Now, there we go. There's that. I think these are just Phillips head, they are. So we will try to get these screws out without dropping them. Tell you what, I'll take them partially out and I'll get a pair of needle nose. When I know what tools I'm going to use, guys, I usually try to lay them out for you and show you, but I didn't know. I hadn't done this in a long time. So far, you're going to need the tools to take off the door panel, which is usually the trim removal tool, I think a 7mm and some other things. But once you get the door panel off, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, needle nose to get those screws, and a flathead to pop off this outside channel here. So far, and a 10mm to take off the bolts on the inside of the door. So we should have another one. Right here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is all of the screws. No, it actually broke that other slide. That other slide is down in there. That's all the screws. Nope, there's one up there. There's one up there. That mean there's one over here? No. Looks like there's only 3 in it. So got another one up here at the top. So you've got 2 on the outside of the door frame and 1 on the inside. That's what it looks like. Oh boy. There you are. Gotcha. Crisis averted. And those are all the same size. So now, shouldn't be any other screws in there, and we should be able to pull this out of the track. Push this down with a screwdriver. That little clip's still on there. It may be covering the screw. I want to make sure that it's not. It doesn't appear to be. So this should. These are the originals, so it may take me a minute to get these things out. All right, guys, we got it out. Now we've got to get the metal out of this. I'm gonna cut you off because I'm gonna clean the outside of this door frame here with some window cleaner and get it all cleaned up before we put the new rubbers in. And I'll start you back up on the shop bench and we'll change these rubbers out. Okay, guys, we got the track out. Let's get this open. And match them up here. I don't think there's a difference in them. Since they both came together, I'm going to assume that there is not a right and left. So we're going to lay this out just like what we have. All right. As you can see, these have slots in them where your screws go. So that's going to help us line these metal tracks up. We'll start with this one over here. There are actually little metal tabs on the back. We'll just pull them out. I think this rubber's deteriorated enough over 25 years that those are not going to be an issue. But I'll straighten them out. We'll get the needle nose and straighten these back out before we put them in here. Straight. That hole should line up. There's a little track guide. I actually broke it. So the other one, the broke one that I have, must have came from the driver's door. Making sure I'm on center line just with the rubber piece to make sure that it's in the track like it should be, or in the rubber like it should be. What I'm doing, guys, I'm pushing on the bottom, and I'm pulling on this metal tab to get this thing as tight in this rubber as I can, making sure that my screw hole, if you can see that, is lined up. And these things are easy to bend, so they keep bending. All right. There's one of the tracks. Inside. Now, man, that thing, 25 years old, is pretty rough on this thing. This track goes all the way. Of course, I guess if I line my holes up, I'll be fine. Straighten all these back up. Curve. Right now we're right at the top of the channel. We're going to line up our screw hole. Make sure that is lined up. So we can lay this thing out flat here. I was telling you guys, these things are easy to bend. I'm going to try to put these two in the bottom in first. Kind of try to hold this thing in the center where it needs to be. Okay, guys, should be as simple as that. Let's go back over here and put it back into the track on the window. Okay, guys, so basically these two tracks slide in there. Make sure they're curved the same way. And what you want to do is try to make sure you can get the outside lip to snap over your track. It's going to snap over when it gets inside, but this will save you, might save it from being pinched. But I'm going to put this one in first, down inside the door. And we're going to get it all the way until we get the top corner right here where it needs to be. We'll just let that sit there for now. Go ahead and push this. Now this is where it's going to get a little hectic because this has been laying flat so long that you're going to have to feed it up on each side of the door. Now you can't see what I'm doing on this side, but I'm going to come around here in a second and show you the other side. But let's go ahead and get this started down in the track over here. We've got enough in it to hold it, so let's get this down in there. And there's some little metal tabs in there that's kind of holding me off, so be aware of those. Let's get this rubber lip over this channel. Make it a little narrower about going down anyway. One side. Probably would help. Put a little grease or something on these, I would think. Maybe put them in. What we may do is drop this down here and try to snap it in. We'll get it all the way down. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to snap in this track. Oh yeah. Now what I was talking about here, it's already came out over here. But you can see you're gonna have to fit these rubber pieces around the lips on both sides. Once you get this track in there, there should be a cut place down here that sticks outside of the door. So let's go ahead and get this up in the door. Yeah, it's gonna have to come up quite a bit. And there's my cut piece. Perfect. Or when I say cut piece, I know what I'm talking about, but to describe it to you guys, there's a cut in here that's relieving this bottom piece. So now, basically you pinch this up, push it up in the door, make sure you got your rubber lip off right there. And do that on both sides. I should have waited until I got all this fit in properly before I started this other side. So let's try that. I think it'll work out better. I did one of these years ago. I don't remember it being this difficult to get in. But I was a lot younger. The only difference now is I've got a lot more patience with stuff. My rubber didn't, I'll show you right there when we get closer. When I get closer to getting this in. I didn't time lapse this because I wanted you guys to see how it actually went in. hope you can see. I can turn some light on here. That might help some. Basically, that just squeezes in rather nicely. Just have to take our flashlight and make sure we've got all of these lips in the right place, because there should be. Should be a little higher up here, looks like. It's up all the way, so. Now let's get this. I have to get my pick tool and get this rubber lip out around this metal channel here. Let's reach in the door. That's how that goes in. Now, cut your back off. We'll go over here to the table and we'll put the clips in the window so we can stick the window back in it, and that'll finish this up. Okay guys, we're back on the table. I'm using one of those Harbor Freight moving blankets to lay my glass on to keep from scratching it. First thing we gotta do is take this clip out, and if you can see, it's got a little post in it, and I'll show you up close what it looks like here. So if you can see that, it's got a little post and it clips over and snaps in. So we got to remove that old one first. I probably should leave it in there since it's factory, but I hate to take it out, me, jerking around prying on it and break it, putting it back in and have to do this all over again. So we're going to try to take our little pick tool and push this out without breaking this glass. Main thing is I don't want to pry on this glass and break it. So let me see. I've heard these things are really hard to get on and off. If I can get the edge of it up, maybe. Yeah, I'm not liking that. So let me get a razor blade. See if we can slide this razor blade under there and just cut it off. See how that works out for us. Okay. And that worked. So I cleaned this glass off camera. We're going to clean both sides of this. Now, we're going to put this back on here just like it came off. And I've heard these are a nightmare. So this one had the post coming up from the bottom. That's the way we're going to do this one as well. And I'm hoping with a little bit of luck, you're supposed to hear this thing snap, and it is not snapping like it should. Let's roll this glass over. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but when you do this, you'll see exactly what I'm doing. With any luck, and that's what I was afraid of. So what we're going to do, maybe, you gotta get it to snap, guys. Well, let's figure something out here. I seen one guy, he put them on he did it with a small C-clamp, so we'll try that and see if that's the way to do it here. Maybe if we work this thing, give it a little, they're pretty stiff. That through the hole, line that up. Maybe this is the way to do it. Obviously you don't want your clamp to touch the glass. So and it snapped in. So there you go, guys. Get you a small 2-inch C-clamp and you can press these right in without breaking the glass. So let's turn it around and do this one. Sorry it's taking so long, but you guys are learning just the same speed I am. I'm just doing this, learning as I go. Maybe teaching some of you guys out there something. Save you some heartache, maybe save you a piece of broken glass. I should have tried this to start with. You just don't want to clamp down on the glass. And that's not over the pin, I don't like that. Let's try it again. Give them a little tug. And that's it, guys. Let's look at them and see if we see that the pin is seated all the way through on both sides. And it appears to be so. Probably be a good idea to put a socket over the top of this one so that you're not pressing down on the pin itself, but I don't really think that's necessary, but we're gonna go ahead and run this back a little bit. Make sure. This one doesn't, the other one's seated, I felt it when it went in. This one actually seated, but the pin doesn't look like it's as far through the hole as the other one. So we're gonna give this one just another little clamp. And that's tight enough. I'd rather put one of these. Oh yeah. And that one came all the way through that time. So we should be good. Let's see if I can push on it a little bit. The old GM ones would click when you put them in. I put some of those in before, but you can't find them anymore. So let me get you set back up over here at the truck. We'll put the glass in it. There's a specific way the cradle goes on here, and we'll wind this video down. And I'll show you, or talk to you about some lessons learned putting these tracks in. Okay, we're gonna put this glass in just like we took it out. The angle piece goes down first. As we get down in we can get it down on the track on both sides. And it should rotate up into position. And make sure you get your clip, that you can see the clip down in the bottom. There we go. Now, let me slide this. Window in the track, clip, there we go. Make sure you hold this window, guys, because it could fall down and break. Now that we got that, we will wind this actual piece right here goes on one way. It goes just like this. Your window sets down in these teeth, and then this right here clips around the window. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna clean this up. Let me find something to let's find let this window down a little bit. Let's see if we can roll our actuator up. I'll show you how to put this. Remember I told you I used to put duct tape on this? Now I remember why I put duct tape on here. I don't want to let this window go. So let me get it. Let me get it up. Now actually, luckily for me, I'm going to show you a trick with this tape right here too. Luckily for me, I had this tape. So let me clean this piece up. Let me clean this piece up right here, guys, before I put it back together on that clean glass, and I'll cut you right back on. Okay, I'm back. I got this piece all cleaned up, and now you heard me drop the actuator piece in there. We remember it goes just like this. So it goes on the roller right here. And this piece sits in here to accept the window on those two holes. Like so. Now, what we'll do is we'll roll this up just a little so that we can kind of try to do this one-handed. Helps if you got a helper, but I don't. So we're going to take this now. We can lower the window. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. We can lower the window right down into this guide. clipped on the window like it should be, and it should be. There we go. Should be right on target right there, just like so. And as luck would have it, I carried my ratchets back over to the table. So let me grab my 10mm. Snug those. Snug, and there's the window, like a glove. Now I'm going to take you down off the tripod, and I want to show you something that you're going to need to know to put this outside edge on. So hang on just one second. Okay guys, I did notice that these have different part numbers. This is your outside weather stripping. This one's a WFB 110, 111082. This one is a WFR 111182. Now that doesn't tell me anything. I tried to figure out if that was window felt. You know, I thought when I saw the R, I thought this one would be an L, but it's not. I want to show you something special about these that you're going to need to know. Sorry for the jumbling around. It's hard to get this out one-handed. But when you go to put these on, notice the curve back here at the window. Well, notice the curve on this end. I grabbed the wrong one. See, that's what I was having trouble figuring them out earlier. So when you go to put these on, and it's pretty self-explanatory, you're going to want to match that curve up with the back of that. So this thing should just snap down in here, and it's a little bent, but you can see the flat piece goes underneath here. You start snapping it down till you get to here, and it will be done. So let me get this snapped in. We'll talk about what we learned, and we'll end the video. Stay tuned. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. Let me show you some things I've learned, lessons learned. Number one, when you go to put these tracks inside of there where the screws are, I would put this rubber in first and line it up, because you're going to have grooves down here. And what's going to happen is if you don't have it just right, that curve piece is going to be either too high or way too low, and it's going to cause it to be out here. And that's not going to be perfect all the way around, but I would test fit it first, get me a line. I made me a little Sharpie line right there where my rubber needs to be, to put this piece in so that these pieces would touch. That way this one's not way up here, or it's not jammed way down under it and it's pulling it out up here. I give it a happy medium. There's going to be a little here and a little here, a little give and take. The other thing I've learned, or that I learned, is when I put these screws in. Now this is not the screw that's in the door. I'm just showing you this for learning purposes, and I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. Let it focus here. But what I did is I took my screw, if it'll focus, come on, and I taped it to my screwdriver. So when I put it in there, all I have to do is get it started, turn it, get it tight, and I can pull it back out, and my tape will still be on the end of my screwdriver, or even if it falls down in the door. It's a lot easier to fish this little piece of tape out than it is to keep dropping screws down in the bottom of the door. I also went back, and my track had water in the door, and I put my little grease in there to make it a little smoother. And that's what I learned putting this in. I would test fit this rubber before I tried to put my metal tracks and everything in, maybe even mark where the screw holes are at in the rubber while you've got it in there, so that you can get your screw holes lined up, because mine almost did not line up, and I would have had to take all this back out and put those tracks back in. So that's what I learned, just kind of passing it along. The screwdriver trick is a good one. Keep you from dropping your screws down in the door. So with that being said, guys, that's the end of the video. Hit that like button, comment below. I'll put the link to the descriptions to all the parts, the rubber window pieces, the outside seal pieces, as well as the little clips that goes on the glass. All that'll be in the link down below. So thanks again. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.